Hello everyone. Let's dive into the top 10 must-play games of 2024, Part 3, with one bonus game at the end. If you missed Part 1 and 2, check out the whole playlist, link in the description box. Alien: Rogue Incursion is a great example of how the Alien franchise lends itself perfectly to virtual reality. The idea of being hunted by a xenomorph is thrilling, but without the risk of dismemberment, it becomes an enticing experience. The game does a great job of introducing this concept with a strong story, memorable characters, and an immersive world that feels authentically alien. While it's a solid first entry, there's room for improvement in the sequel, especially in refining the combat system, making the xenomorph enemies smarter, and smoothing out some technical glitches. In the game, players take on the role of Zula Hendrix, a tough protagonist familiar to readers of Alien comics, like Alien's Defiance. If you're new to her, Rogue Incursion does a great job of quickly familiarizing you with her character, so you can jump right into the action without needing prior knowledge of the comics. When someone mentions a game that takes hours to get good, I usually think, I won't bother. Who has the time to wait for a game to get interesting with so many others to play? However, my view of Rise of the Ronin completely changed after 50 hours of play. In the first few hours, I wasn't impressed, but by the end, I was eager to dive back in, completing side quests and revisiting key moments to explore how the story could unfold differently. This game may take time to find its rhythm, but once it does, especially in its samurai sword duels and character-driven missions, it's well worth the investment. What really turned things around for me was how Rise of the Ronin tells smaller personal stories that come together into a broader, history-altering narrative. The bond system plays a crucial role, strengthening your relationships with characters and regions as you complete side quests throughout the massive open-world Japan. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 captures the essence of Black Ops 2, and not just because it acts as a semi-prequel sequel to that 12-year-old title. The game incorporates level designs and mission ideas that push the boundaries of the typical Call of Duty formula, much like Black Ops 2 did. While it doesn't go as bold as its predecessor, where some ideas were hit or miss, it still introduces creative, familiar elements that enhance the campaign. While Black Ops 6 doesn't stray far from its core gameplay or include branching narratives, Treyarch adds new twists that refresh the experience, keeping the cinematic action intact while offering plenty of chances to feel like both a super spy and a super soldier. The story in Black Ops 6 is a mix of simplicity and complexity, as is typical in the series. The main plot follows CIA operative Case, who alongside teammates Marshall and Harrow, gets caught up with Russell Adler from Black Ops Cold War during a covert mission in Operation Desert Storm. Few gaming experiences are as immersive, rewarding, and thrilling as a great strategy RPG. These games offer the joy of building a small, mismatched group into a powerful force of specialized warriors, anticipating the challenges the next combat stage will present, and the excitement of winning with an unconventional strategy, or having an army that works so seamlessly that they obliterate everything in their path. Unicorn Overlord, the latest collaboration between Vanillaware and Atlas, aims to join the ranks of strategy RPG legends. Despite a few minor flaws, it earns a well-deserved place among its esteemed peers. The story follows Prince Alan, who was exiled to a distant island 10 years ago after his mother, the Queen, was overthrown by the evil General Valmor and the Zenuaran Empire. Now, with the Empire nearly in control of the continent of Fevrith, an older Alan sets out to reclaim his throne, free his people, and strengthen the Resistance army to defeat the Empire's tyranny. At first glance, Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, might seem like the embodiment of the spinning plates metaphor. Each stage requires you to eliminate supernatural corruption, save villagers, set traps, and fend off waves of terrifying demons, all in service of helping a divine maiden cleanse Mount Kafuku of a devastating plague. However, the gameplay mechanics involved in these tasks combine to create one of the more unique experiences in gaming. On a moment-to-moment basis, Kunitsu Gami challenges not only your combat abilities, but also your problem-solving skills and quick thinking, as the maiden's survival depends on your success. While some tasks, like the repetitive chores, can momentarily disrupt the flow of its swordplay and demon-slaying action, they don't significantly hinder the overall experience. Kunitsu Gami proves to be a welcome new addition to Capcom's portfolio, showcasing a well-executed, engaging gameplay loop that feels fresh and exciting. I never really thought about the difference between a labyrinth and a maze until I played Simogo's Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Now I understand that a labyrinth is a single path, constantly shifting and turning, creating the illusion of being lost, even though it always leads to the center. A maze, however, offers multiple paths with dead ends and wrong turns, requiring trial and error to find the way out. While a labyrinth can offer a meditative experience, a maze is a test of patience and persistence. Despite their differences, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes cleverly merges both concepts through its mechanics, themes, and narrative. This fusion creates a gaming experience that intricately ties storytelling with design, solidifying Lorelei and the Laser Eyes as one of Simogo's greatest accomplishments. It stands out as one of the most impressive narrative puzzle games in recent memory, delivering a unique and thoughtful blend of gameplay and storytelling. Star Wars Outlaws briefly explores a rarely seen side of the Star Wars universe, the street food culture. These small, immersive details are where the game truly shines, offering a window into the lives of those not involved in galactic wars or Jedi training. Unfortunately, these moments are few and far between. While Outlaws is a solid action game, it often falls short in providing satisfying narrative payoffs and doesn't make gameplay decisions feel particularly impactful or rewarding. In Outlaws, players take on the role of Kay Vess, a rising mercenary who is forced to become an outlaw after a mission goes awry, earning her a death mark. With bounty hunters hot on her heels, she must devise a plan for survival. Her only hope is to recruit a crew and pull off a daring heist on the fortress of the man responsible for her death mark. If she can steal from him, she can prevent him from paying off the hunters and buy herself time to escape. The sources of inspiration and the elements we pay tribute to can reveal much about the creations we produce. Stellar Blade draws heavily from the last two generations of character action games, proudly showcasing its influences from titles like Bayonetta and Nier Automata. It embraces not only their ideas, but also their themes, designs, and stylistic choices. Understanding the game's roots is key to recognizing what it improves upon, as well as where it falls short compared to the heavyweights that developer Shift Up aims to stand alongside. In Stellar Blade, you take on the role of Eve, a human who arrives on a distant, future Earth overrun by monsters known as Naytibas. Raised on a space colony, Eve possesses superhuman abilities and has been specifically trained to help the few remaining survivors on Earth fight back against this relentless and existential threat. Nobody Wants to Die opens with a quiet scene at a drive-thru theater, where the protagonist James shares a peaceful moment watching a black and white movie with his wife Rachel. Amidst the rain, you engage in lighthearted conversation, but this tranquility is soon shattered. Rachel disappears, and the scene pulls back to reveal the grim 24th century dystopia where James resides. It's an excellent setup, giving you a glimpse into the moody cyberpunk detective noir world. While the setting feels familiar, the developers at Critical Hit Games have packed it with engaging details and moments that challenge your expectations. However, despite this strong beginning, Nobody Wants to Die doesn't quite maintain its momentum over the course of its 6-hour runtime. The investigation scenes often feel overly guided, and the lack of certain features makes the branching story harder to navigate. While it may not have the polish of some titles, it compensates with its unique style and atmosphere. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth introduces significantly improved RPG mechanics that enhance the tactical enjoyment of turn-based combat, all while staying true to Yakuza's core identity. The game offers a unique experience by splitting its focus between Hawaii and Yokohama, providing two rich, detailed locations to explore. With the largest variety of side activities in the series, players can enjoy both new and familiar content. Despite its comedic moments and optional distractions, Infinite Wealth occasionally brings its heavier themes to the forefront with the powerful storytelling that the franchise is known for. However, the main story falters along the way. It places undue focus on less engaging elements and drifts aimlessly for a large portion of its runtime. As a result, the narrative's bold ambitions remain largely unfulfilled. This is especially disappointing for a game meant to mark the end of an era for two beloved characters, offering a final chapter for a protagonist whose journey we've followed for nearly 2 decades. Senua's emergence from a shipwreck, battered, bloodied, and gasping for air, immediately pulls players back into the depths of her psychosis, establishing the mood for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 right from the start. What follows is a taut, gripping 6-hour journey across the human realm of Midgard, presented through stunningly vivid action sequences, breathtaking Nordic-inspired landscapes, and harrowing encounters with towering foes that are fearsome enough to shake even a Viking's resolve. Hellblade 2 delivers a brutally satisfying and relentlessly captivating heroine's journey, though its streamlined swordplay emphasizes cinematic spectacle over deep gameplay complexity. Set shortly after the events of Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, Senua now finds herself empowered by her psychosis, rather than burdened by it. Yet, when the Icelandic slave ship she stows away on is wrecked in a violent storm, survivor's guilt brings her back into a battle with self-doubt. This inner turmoil clashes with her staunch sense of justice, propelling her into another harrowing journey where she faces both inner demons and the bloodthirsty monsters that roam Midgard, taking on both human and mythical forms. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, give us a like, tell us your favorite game in the comments, and check the description below for great offer links.